Well, good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I'm glad you found me. We had a little bit of a mix up this evening with our Zoom account, but all is well. And the other classes, as far as I know, will still be happening on Zoom. This is just an exception to the rule this week. So, welcome everybody. I hope that you've had a good week so far. I know that we're all getting a little bit of cabin fever, but I think that we're all doing the right thing. Hopefully you're getting into some sort of routine and feeling good about your time at home. Probably even sleeping in a little bit more than normal. I know one of my biggest concerns is actually being able to get up on time when we go back to a normal schedule. So I'm gonna feel a little stress when I have to start getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning again. But until then, I'm enjoying my sleep in until whatever time it is that I've been sleeping in until, which is embarrassing, so I won't say it out loud. But anyway, we're gonna play like we always do. Maybe get a little warm. So the one thing that I did want you to grab tonight is a blanket, if you have a blanket that you can use, and also blocks. There's a couple little things that we might want to use blocks for, especially towards the end of class. So if you have them, great. If you don't, as always, just some books. Okay? All right, here we go. Let's get going. We're going to start at an easy seat. Oh, and I just always have to show off the shirt because I think it's hysterical. I work hard so my cat can live a better life, which is true. And Bing Crosby will attest to that. So go ahead and find a comfy seat. If you want to start laying down, if you want to start on your back, then please feel free. I'll let you know when it's time to get up. We're just going to get into some centering here. Shake off all of the anxieties from the day, anything that might be holding you back from just finding a little bit of peace here on your mat, recognizing that the world around us doesn't stop. For a lot of you, you are practicing at home with children and other four-legged friends that don't necessarily understand what it means when you say, can I please just have an hour? But do your best, right? Doing your best to find a little bit of peace here on your mat in the middle of your living room, or maybe you're hiding in your bathroom somewhere, who knows. But get comfy. As always, kind of want to scoot around a little bit, maybe pulling your blessings out from underneath of you, maybe pulling the shoulders up to the ears and then relaxing the shoulders down. Yeah, say hi to everybody, Bing. And once you get into a nice comfy space, then begin to settle. Allow the eyes to close. Really feel yourself lift up tall, crown of the head high, chin parallel to the floor. Hands resting gently on the knees or wherever you are, wherever you've settled into your space. If you feel like you want a little bit of grounding, those palms face down. If you're feeling like you could use a little extra energy, a little tired, palms face up towards the sky to receive. We are all sharing energy, whether we are in the same room together or not. We are all here in spirit and sharing energy. It doesn't have to be in the exact same physical space. So once you get comfy, just start with a couple deep breaths. So take a deep breath in. Go ahead and let it go, release. Again, big breath in. Exhale to let it go. Let's take one more big inhale. And then on this exhale, just settle in. If you'd like to keep taking those maybe a little bit deeper breaths, feel free, but if you want to just let the breath settle, that works too. Feeling yourself, just relax. Yeah. I think it was either Erin or Liat, one of them. I've taken a lot of our ease instructor classes over the past couple of weeks, and it's been such a treat. But I remember someone talking about how the earth can support us no matter how heavy our anxieties. So even if you're feeling a little bit heavier, feeling a little bit more discomfort than normal, you feel as if the weight is on your shoulders. But the earth can support you no matter how heavy, no matter how much you feel is burdening you. So be here. Allow the earth to support you. Allow this time here on your mat to be a supportive space, restorative, restful, peaceful. We'll move and we'll sweat and we'll have a good time. But these first few moments of class, and then again, the Savasana, really are meant to be that space where you can just let it go. Easier said than done, I know, but giving yourself a chance to try. A few moments of quiet, to be where you are, settling in, finding peace. Earth below, sky above, love within your heart. And another big breath. And then a nice big exhale to let it go. Go ahead and bring your palms to your heart. If you're down on your back, go ahead and begin to make your way back up to a seat. And then feeling your shoulders again, moving their way right there over top of your hips. And tonight, always free to set intention, but I was thinking maybe tonight it might be nice for us to dedicate. I know that we are all probably a little worried about someone, potentially an older relative or friend of the family that might be sheltering alone, and that's hard. Maybe feeling a little concern, extra concern for one particular person. Let's think about that person, visualizing them in your mind, and let's dedicate our practice tonight towards that particular individual. Knowing that, again, as I mentioned earlier, the energy is shared amongst us. We can easily project that energy towards others. So thinking about who it might be that you think could use a little bit of extra love, a little bit of extra energy. And let's think about that person. Eyes closed, maybe envisioning their face, thinking about what they mean to you, and seeing to it that the next 50 odd minutes are really going to shower them with all of the things that they deserve, the love and the positive thoughts, positive vibes. Go ahead and rub your palms together. And then rest your palms on your eyes, gently releasing those fingertips to the hairline. Take a big breath in. Go ahead and open up the mouth, let it all go. And then from here, go ahead and reach your arms up towards the sky. Go ahead and begin to open up the eyes. Flip the palms towards me, towards the opposite edge of your mat. And then from here, we're simply going to release those fingers down towards the ground. Once the fingertips touch, flip the palms and then send them back behind you up towards the sky. Again, fingers go forward, releasing the hands down. Just begin to find movement as you lift and lower, thinking about pressing down all of those anxieties and lifting up all of the positive energy. Yeah, taking it back and forth a few more times. If you'd like to close your eyes, feel free. Taking nice big breaths. Just beginning to connect that breath with the movement.
Hold on.
reach the arms up towards the sky, we're simply going to send the arms out wide. So releasing the palms down by your sides, fingertips touch, and then flip them up. Bring the palms together overhead. Same thing, just finding a little bit of space. Feeling that stretch along the shoulders, the biceps, the triceps. Still sitting up really tall, pulling that belly button in towards the spine. Let's take 2 more rounds. And this last time that we reach the arms up to the sky, a relatively similar flow, but this time we're going to reach the arms forward, bring those hands down to the ground, and then pull the arms in, reach up. Yeah, just keeping those fingers face forward. Yeah, reach forward. Maybe even coming up a little bit off of the bum, sending the arms up. Oh, just a big stretch. Nice way to start to get into those hips. Feeling that breath move along with that movement. Connection, vinyasa. Lovely. One more time. And then this time as you lower yourself all the way down, we're going to walk those fingertips over towards the right. Okay? And then from here, keep your right hand down and then spin your left arm up. Look up. Open up your heart towards the sky. Yeah, big stretch. Reach through the fingertips. Rotate through the heart. Gaze up high. Take a breath. And then release the hand back down. Open up. And lower down. Nice, yeah, feeling that stretch through the side body, through the obliques. One more time to reach up. Open up, one more time, hold here. And then this time we're gonna take that top hand, bring it back behind that left hip. And then this time send those right fingertips up to the sky. Oh yeah, big stretch. Yeah, rotate your gaze again, up and underneath of that arm, really bending into that left elbow. One more breath here, and then pressing that left hand down into the mat, begin to lift your hips up. Oh yeah, reach back through the fingertips. Take a breath, smile, and then exhale to lower down. Come through center, just unwind the legs, and then switch it out, opposite leg on top. Take that fold, take it right back down. Yeah, wiggle yourself forward. And then this time walking the hands over towards the left. Find a big stretch, keeping that left hand down and then reaching those right fingertips up to the sky, holding for a breath. Really looking up, finding rotation. And then release the fingertips down. Send it up, take it down. Breathe and reach, spark the fingers. There's that dedication, that sharing of energy. Person that we love so very much. And then the next time we reach the arm up, we're going to find our way up and over. So releasing that right hand back behind us, left fingers, keeping that bum low to begin. Gaze up underneath with that left hand or that left arm. One more inhale. And this time pressing into that back hand. Lift the hips up. Oh yeah, nice. Find that big reach. And then slowly releasing your bum down. One more time to reach those arms up over the head. This time just bringing the palms in through heart center. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Close the eyes. Take a moment here. Just reconnecting with our breath. Noticing just all those subtle changes. Yeah. And then open the eyes back up. Here we go. We're going to roll over onto hands and knees. So come on over onto your hands and knees. Going to make our way through a few cat and cows. So hands underneath of the shoulders. Hips right there in line with the knees. And then drop the belly down, send the gaze up. Press away, round into the sun. Yeah, finding your way back and forth. So those of you that have taken my class before know that I tend to be a little bit more on the active side. So anything that I do that doesn't serve you, please just leave it behind. Yeah, I always give lots of alternatives, so don't feel like you have to do everything. A little bit more of a heated practice. You do you. eventually coming back through the center. All right, from here, we're gonna thread the needle. It's gonna reach that right arm up towards the sky, look up. And then sweep that hand through. Come on down, release the right shoulder down, just releasing the head down, and then either pressing through that left hand or sending that left arm up towards the sky, your choice. Maybe the hand wraps back behind you. Last option would be to press into that left knee and then send that left leg back for balance. Wherever you are, you're breathing, rotating, opening, finding all of the joy. One more inhale. Bringing that knee back down if you had it lifted. Releasing the bind if you had the hand behind the back. Sending those right fingertips back towards the sky. And then releasing the hand down. Here we go. Other side, left arm reaches up. And thread it through. Come on down to that left shoulder. You have lots of options here. You stay. This is what feels so good in your body. It feels good to release the arm towards the sky. Maybe hand behind the back. Maybe this time pressing into that left knee and then sending that right leg back. Noticing the balance, right? Maybe it's with us, maybe it's not. One more inhale. And then we begin to unwind. As I said, maybe not. And then come back down. Nice. Back onto those hands and knees. All right, from here, you want to kick that left foot back behind you, right? So come onto the ball of the left foot. Rock back and forth a little bit. Just find a little movement. I think Cosby is trying to knock down my system here, so hey, bang, no. All right, go ahead and pick that left leg up. And then from here, we're going to tap 3 times. So tap it to the left. Come a little bit closer towards the top of the mat for 2. And then maybe that foot is kind of parallel to that right knee. Yeah, nice. Go ahead and keep that right hand down. Press into that heel on the left foot. And then lift your left arm to the sky, another twist. Yeah, we're wringing it out. All that immunity, so good. And then release the hand back down. Go ahead and tap it back again for 3, for 2, and 1. Rock back and forth again. And then this time we're going to take it for 4 taps. So maybe that foot's going to come a little bit further, closer to the top of the mat. Here we go. Tap for 4, for 3. Maybe we're parallel here. And then maybe those toes a little bit further. Yeah, try to keep your hips level. So try to pull back through that left hip. Press down through that left foot. Again, taking the twist. Open up. Just 1 breath. Left hand comes down. Here we go. Take it back for 4, 3, 2. Ball of the left foot. Take it back and forth. Yeah. All right, last time. This time, we're going to try to bring that left foot as close to that left corner of your mat as possible. So here we go. Tap it for 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, how far can you get that foot forward? Yeah, try to pull that right hip forward. Really feel yourself pressing through the knife edge of that left foot. And then as you open up, you're going to feel that great big stretch all the way along that left leg. Yeah, open up. Big breath. And then release the hand down. Tap it back. Here we go. There's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, this time when you press back through that left heel, you're simply going to rotate onto the right shin, okay, but we're going to come into our side plank from here. So swivel that right foot back behind you, right hand stays down, left arm reaches towards the sky. Yeah, all right, here we are in our modified side plank. So pressing through that right hand and then lift up that left leg. Always option to keep that leg down, all right? We're going to do a few things here with that leg lifted, but feel free just to keep it down, all right? Lift up a little bit more, and then let's come into a crunch. So squeeze it in, and then extend. Squeeze elbow in towards the belly, send it up. Yeah, bring that knee in tight, extend. Beautiful, 1 more time. This time we're gonna hold. So reach those fingers forward, up and over the head. Try to kiss that bicep to the ear. Try to lift up, and then here we go. One last thing, guys, start to pulse. Yeah, we've got this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reach. Oh, nice. Drop the foot down. We're just going to walk it up and over. So start to lift yourself up, bringing that left hand to the outside of that left thigh, sending those right fingertips up and over. Big reach. All that space. Oh, it feels so good. And then cartwheeling the hands down to the ground. Come back to your plank pose. All right. So you know I love the plank. I love the push-ups, but we're just going to hold here and plank. Quite a few planks this evening, chakra there. So feel free to rest, feel free to drop the knees, or just hang in, all right? Keep breathing. Yeah, we're gonna do 4 1-minute planks. This is the first of 4, all right? So, at any time you need a rest, that's what you do. But you squeeze in through the belly. Think about a little bit of a cat through the shoulders. Think about that belly button coming in towards the low back. Pressing through the balls of the feet. And there's the spark of the fingers. Always that space in between the fingers when we're here in our plank pose. Feeling as if the crown of the head is reaching towards the front of the room, front of the mat. Yeah. Nice big breaths. Just a few more. You've got this. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Knees drop to the ground. All right, here we go. This time we're going to keep that left knee down and lift up that right foot. We're going to take the 3 taps to start. So tap it out to the right for 1, for 2, and then trying to bring that right foot in line with the left knee. Left hand stays down, right arm reaches up, twisting it out. And then hand down. Tap it back for 3, for 2, and 1. Come onto the ball with that foot again, rocking back and forth. Yeah. All right, let's take it for 4 count. Here we go, tap for 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe that foot's a little bit further up. Yeah, reach up, open up. Hand comes down. Tap it back. 4, 3, 2. Back to it 1 time to rock back and forth, and then we've got that 5 count. Yes, we've got this. So we're really working to bring that right foot as close to the front of the right corner of your mat as possible, pressing the pinky edge. And then again, maybe you can pull that left hip forward just a little bit more, feeling a nice little something there in that right glute. Open up. And then bring it back down. Go ahead and walk that foot back. Tap, 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 tap. Rock back and forth. All right, this time we're going to rotate ourselves over towards the left. So bringing that left knee so that it's not parallel to the short edge of the mat. Opening ourselves up into our modified side plank here with that right arm reaching up towards the sky. Nice big breath. Yeah. And then from here, lifting up that top leg. Yeah. Take a breath. And then we bring it all together. So bring elbow to knee, and then arm reaches overhead. Yeah, nice. Feel those abs work. Obliques. Lots of side work here. 1 more. Come back to stillness. Hold. And then here we go. Start to pulse it out. Yeah. Really reaching, finding that space. Maybe wiggling those right fingertips. Nice work. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and then drop that right foot down. Let's lift it up. Take it over towards the right side. Left arm up and over. Put the hands down. Here we go. 1 minute plank, number 2. So, settling in. Yeah, maybe during this time, coming back to that dedication, thinking back to that person that we're working all of this energy for, right? As well as ourselves. Noticing the things that start to come up when we're in these challenging postures. And it's all good. A lot of times the mind starts to doubt the ability of the body. Just do what you can. Try not to let yourself dip down. Try not to send your booty too high. You want yourself level right there. Nice. About halfway there. Keep breathing. Never holding your breath in these difficult postures. It's one thing that we like to tend to do, but it's a no-no. We're almost there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Simply lift the hips up towards the sky, and then pedal it out a little bit. Let the head and the neck go. Wiggling the booty from side to side. Nice. All right, here we go. Reach that right leg to the sky. We're bringing it to the nose, so squeeze it in. Send it up. Squeeze it in. 1 more. Squeeze it in. And then step that right foot forward. All right, now's the time we're probably going to want to bring that blanket into play here. So if you've got your blanket here, go drop it down underneath of that left knee, okay? Settling in. All right, we're gonna stay down to start. All right, so I want you to walk your hands forward, but I want you to be mindful that your knee is over your ankle, all right? So start to feel yourself lift your chest up off of your thigh, okay? Feeling that low back. So if you start to feel a pinch, then you're probably trying to dump too much weight into that low back, maybe keeping a little bit of rounding through the spine. All right, from here, we're gonna walk the hands up to the knee, and then see if we can't sink a little bit lower. Yeah. Arms reach up towards the sky, plug the shoulders in. Spark the fingers, and then from here, we're simply going to bend the elbows, and then reach it back up. This time as you bend the elbows, see if you can't shift your weight back. Keep the right foot pressing into the mat, but then see if you can't extend through that right leg. All right, here we go, send it up. Straighten out the leg. Yeah. Maybe those elbows start to come a little bit closer towards one another, feeling the heart open up just a little bit more. Take it one more time. Sink low. All right, from here, bring those elbows back down. Really work to get those elbows in line with the shoulders, all right? So we're not doing that W thing anymore. We're keeping those elbows in line with the shoulders. Nice, lots of space in between the fingertips. Nice sparked fingers. All right, from here, we're gonna take a twist over towards the right, okay? So lift up through the crown of the head. Maybe you sink a little bit lower down in towards that front knee, and then we're going to rotate our heart over towards the right. We're going to hold for a couple breaths. So notice if your elbows have started to drop down. See if you can't get them again level with the shoulders. Yeah. Maybe you can twist just a little bit deeper. Maybe you can sink just a little bit lower. Holding here for 3. For 2. One last time to see if you can't open up that heart just a little bit more towards the right side of the room. Come back through center, arms reach all the way up to the sky. Let's do it again. So we bend the elbows, straighten the leg. Send it up. Bend and straighten. Nice. 3 more. Really nice stretch. That hip flexor. All right. Here we go, let's come back into it. So again, leveling out the elbows with the arms. Yeah, notice if those hands are coming forward, try to line them up with the wrists, with those elbows. All right, this time we're gonna open up towards the left, so here we go. Find that space. Yeah, again, option to sink. Notice where those elbows are in space. Feeling the breath. Maybe we open up a little bit more. No bing. Oh geez, sorry guys. Bing Crosby. Get down, bug. Yeah, you don't get this. Sorry about that. One more breath. And then we come back through center. Hands down to the ground. Curl the left toes under and then step it back. Here we go, plank pose. All right, here we go. 3 out of 4. We're almost there. Find a little bit of movement. Rock yourself back and forth again. Knowing that it's always fine to drop the knees. It's not a less than. It's you listening to your body. But again, try not to let yourself dump down. Try not to let yourself lift up too high. Really feeling your knees. Pull in towards your quads. Try not to lock out the arms. A little bit of a baby bend there in the elbows, not to hyperextend. Those middle fingers should be facing their top of the mat, about that middle space. Notice if you can't squeeze them through the belly a little bit more. Keep going. Are we ready for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift it up to the sky, down dog. Nice. Take a moment. Pedal it out. Always option to drop down to child's pose if you want to take a little break. All right, let's do the other side. So here we go. Left leg reaches up to the sky. Bring the knee into the nose. Send it up. Squeeze it in. Send it up. One more time. And then here we go. Step that left foot forward, dropping the knee down onto the blanket. So wiggle the toes forward to get yourself set up. Hands on either sides of the foot. And then notice if that knee is tracking really far over the foot, then wiggle the toes forward. And vice versa if you need to wiggle the foot back a little bit. All right? Here we go. Hands come to the knees. Sit down. Yeah, go Give that right hip flexor a chance to get some fun in. So arms reach up to the sky. All right, first time through, just bending the elbows, just feeling that feel, and then arms reach up. This time, we open up and sink low. Yeah, really working those elbows in towards one another. Option to lift the toes if that feels okay. Otherwise, just keep that foot grounded. Nice. 2 more. Last time. All right, here we go. Got those arms in line, elbows in line with the shoulders. Okay, we're sinking forward. Nice. All right, we're gonna start by this time opening it up towards the left. So start to reach your chest open towards the left side of the room. Notice, feeling this through the rib cage. So you really wanna feel that lift and rotate, that sensation. Notice if the elbows are starting to sink down, try to find a little bit more power there through the arms. And then maybe sinking a little bit lower down into that front knee. Yeah, if you notice any sensation in the low back here, don't let yourself dump into it, right? You're still feeling very lifted. Beautiful. Opportunity to twist one more time. Nice, guys. Go ahead and send it up. Here we go. Bend and straighten. Yeah, just tap into your breath. One more time. All right, here we go. Get to do the other side. So coming back into this cactus arms, goalpost arms. And then from here, we're going to twist it to the right. So really start to open up. Start with the fingers. Yeah, once you get as far through as your twist as you can, then maybe you take it a little bit lower. Yeah, again, don't let yourself dump into the low back. So lifted. Got those arms reaching. Yeah, fingers sparked. Think about your chest feeling lifted. Lots of space there in the collarbones. Let's take one more breath and see if we can open up just a little bit more. Awesome. Come back through center. Arms reach to the sky. Hands down. All right, gang, here we go. Last plank pose. So step that left foot back. Get yourself settled into your plank. Maybe knees are down, maybe they're lifted. Maybe you're rocking back and forth a little bit. Just hang out. Maybe singing a little song in your head. Maybe hating Christina just a little bit, and that's okay. Sometimes I'm in class and I'm like, oh, I love you, instructor, but I don't love you right now. So I get it. So we're breathing. You're gonna love me once it's done, I promise. Smile, that'll make it better. Getting close. 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop the knees down. Send the hips to the heels. Take a child's pose. Let it go. Lots and lots of shoulder work. So if you feel like you want to bring those hands back behind you, releasing those hands by your ankles, feel free. Just let your head hang. Give yourself a chance to connect with breath. Noticing the thoughts, fleeting, right? Acknowledge them and then just let them go. So one more breath. And then from here, start to lift yourself up. Go ahead and send that blanket off to the side. Send it off to the side. Come on into downward facing dog. So plant your hands, lift your hips up. And then from here, we're just gonna make our way to the top of the mat. So take your time getting there, just tiptoeing the feet. Once you get there, grab opposite elbows, take a ragdoll, let go. All right, so release the hands down. Bend deeply into the knees and start to rise up, reaching the arms up towards the sky. Bringing those palms to touch overhead, and then bringing those palms into heart center. Let's find a little balance before we go through a couple of rounds through our sun salutation, but we're going to do a little bit of balance here. So, Looking down at those feet, rock back and forth a little bit. All right, so we're gonna start with that left leg grounded. So go ahead and ground that left leg into the mat. Coming into our figure four from here. So we're gonna bring that right ankle on top of the left knee and bring your hands to heart center. Shoulders roll up, back and down, squeezing through the belly. All right, lots of options here. You can stay right here. If you just wanna hang out in this space, this is a great place to be. Next option is to begin to sink down into that left knee. Shoulders are over hips, trying not to let yourself roll forward. Yeah. And then next option is to come into a twist. All right, lots of twisting today. So if you want to twist, you're gonna bring that right elbow to the sole of the right foot, okay? If you're coming into your twist, keep that bottom palm flat and then make a fist with that left hand. Yeah, start to open up. Last option, if you're not feeling like the twist is for you, simply begin to bow forward. Maybe blocks underneath of the hands. Maybe this is a hamstring stretch versus a twist, okay? You come to what works for you. We're gonna hold for 3 more breaths, all right? So get into your happy place. Maybe not so happy, but it's all good. Nice. 1 more breath. And then wherever you are, beginning to make your way back up, we're simply gonna pull that right knee up into the chest, okay? From here, coming into our Captain Morgan, all right? So go ahead and grab onto that knee and then start to open it up. Roll the shoulders back and down, flex those right toes in, and then send the left hand out. Bring the thumb and the forefinger together of that left hand, and then see if you can't squeeze that right knee a little bit closer up in towards the chest. Yeah, nice work. Holding here 1 more breath. And then from here, we're gonna bring that left hand to the outside of that right knee. We're gonna take it back into 1 more twist. We're almost there, I promise. Yeah, see if that knee can't pull up a little bit closer in towards the body, looking back towards that back hand. And then slowly coming back through center, release the foot down. Nice work. Bring your hands to your hips, just roll it out. Rolling out over that ankle, left ankle. All right, let's do the other side. Here we go. This time, putting all of that weight to the right foot, and then we're coming into our figure four, okay? So we got that left ankle on top of the right knee, hands are at your heart center. Option to stay. You know what all your options are now, so you choose. Maybe you come into that squat, shoulders over hips, right? Thumbs right there at the heart. Maybe you're coming into a twist, so if that's the case, bring that left elbow to the inside of the sole of that left foot. Yeah, and again, keeping that left hand open and then creating a fist with the right so that you can get a little bit more leverage. You can open up a little bit more. If you want to take the fold, feel free to do that. Nice way to get into those hamstrings. But wherever you are, we've got 3 more breaths. 2, 1, and then come on back up. All right, here we go. This time pressing that right foot into the ground, and then we're gonna squeeze that left knee up, coming back into our captain on this side. So flex those toes in, and then reach out through that right hand. That thumb and that forefinger in together. Woo. Yeah, finding balance. This is a tough one. Flex the toes in. 1 more breath. And then last time to twist, bringing that right hand to the left knee, sending those right fingers back. Try to work that knee up a little bit closer in towards the heart, looking back towards that back hand. Final breath here. Back through center and drop it down. Oh, nice. Hands to the hips, roll it out. Switch the direction of your Shakira. And then back up to the sky. Reach the arms up. Just bring those palms to heart center. All right, let's go through a couple rounds of our sun salutation, a couple standing series, and then we'll come on down. So here we go, arms up, exhale, bow. Inhale, half lift, hands down. Step or jump it back, make your way through a vinyasa. Yeah, just making our way through some traditional Surya Namaskar A's, which I don't do very often. Once you get back to down dog, take a breath in. Exhale, let it go. Look forward, hop or step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Take it to the sky. Look up, maybe a little bit of a back bend. And then right back down. Hold forward. Inhale. Exhale. Take it through vinyasa. Knowing it's always an option to skip. Knees up or knees down. You've heard me say it before. I don't do the back bends. We all have a different version of our flow. Once you're in down dog, inhale. And exhale.
Look forward, take it to the top of the mat. Couple more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Reach up. Bow down. Inhale. Exhale. Your version of vinyasa. Always option to come straight into that Urdhva Mukha downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward. 3 more rounds. Your choice. However you want to take these flows. Your breath. Your movement. You decide. Maybe it's no vinyasa. Maybe you're just hanging out at the top of your mat. That samasthiti heat. That mountain pose. Awesome place to be. Yeah. 2 more. We eventually land in our mountain pose, looking forward with our hands at heart center. Once you get there, again, close the eyes. Really press your thumbs into your chest so you can feel the beat of the heart. Feel that breath moving. Take 3 more breaths. Let it settle. And on your next breath, go ahead and bring the big toes together, heels apart. Sink it back into your Utkatasana, your chair pose. Yes, move into it. Plug the shoulders in. Can you sink a little bit lower? All right, from here, we're simply going to lift up, arms by your sides. Sink back down. Lift up. Yeah, feel your glutes. And sink. Lift. And sink. For 3. For 2. Last time. Landing back in our Utkatasana, our chair pose. Really feel those shoulders plugging. Rotate the pinky fingers in. Really press all of your weight into the heels so that you can lift up all 10 toes. Finding another breath as you sink one last time. And then exhale to fold forward. Inhale for halfway lift. Hands down. Take it through a vinyasa or straight to down dog. You choose. Yeah, once you get to down dog, take 3 big breaths. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. One more time. And let it go. Send that right leg to the sky. Bring the knee into the nose. And send it up. Knee into the nose. Send it up. One more time. Knee into the nose. Squeeze it in. Look forward. Step that right foot forward. Drop the left heel down. Open up. Warrior 2. Feel yourself really relaxing down into that front leg. If you notice that you're rolling to the inside of that back foot, press firmly into the pinky edge. All right, gang, we're gonna make our way into triangle from here. So take the bend out of that front knee. Start to reach back through those back fingertips. And then come forward. Bring that right hand down. And then left arm to the sky. All right, we have a couple of options. Right? Always options. You can stay as you are. Maybe you find a bind. Start to sweep that left hand back behind you. Opening up, pulling that left shoulder back to open up to the sky. So you could stay, or if you want to find a bind here, probably going to need to bend into that right knee to get yourself there, but maybe sweep that right arm under, find connection, and then re-extend that right leg, opening the heart towards the sky. Yeah. Again, always keeping a little bit of a bend there in that right leg, not hyperextending. Wherever you are here in your Trikonasana, holding for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. If you're bound, go ahead and release the bind. Bend back into that front knee. Reach to the fingertips. Come here, bring your hands behind your head, and then just release the head back. Drop that left shoulder down, and then drop that right shoulder down. One more time to drop that left shoulder back. Come back to your warrior 2. Cartwheel the hands down. We'll take it through one more time. Your choice. Vinyasa if you want it here. Not if you don't. Once we get back to that down dog, it's those 3 breaths. 2. And 1. Last time through standing, left leg reaches up. Knee comes to the nose, to the sky, and then to the nose. Reach it back. This time we pull that knee all the way up. Feel that heel pulling in. Gaze to the thumbs. And then step that left foot forward. Drop the right heel down. Cartwheel yourself open to warrior 2. Nice. Deep bend. Pressing firmly into the feet. Equal amounts of weight in both feet. Yeah. Notice all the sensations, guys. Notice, take it all in. And then from here, bend comes out of that front knee. Gonna reach back to start, so wiggle those fingertips. And then come forward. Releasing left hand down, right arm to the sky. So again, we can stay as we are here in our Trikonasana, in Tita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Or maybe we sweep that top hand back behind us, coming for a half arm. Option to stay right here, great place to be. If you want to take the full bind, probably going to need to bend into that front knee so that you can reach that arm up and under, find a connection, and then taking the bend back out. Now notice that top shoulder's going to want to roll inward, gotta open it up. Gaze up to the sky. Last 2 breaths. If you're bound, go ahead and unwind yourself. And then let's take it back up to warrior 2. All right, hands behind the head, interlace. Start by dropping that right elbow down. Through center, left elbow down. Don't release the bend in that front knee. Keep that deep bend. Bring it back. Last vinyasa. We're going to end in child's pose, so maybe we all come straight there. You choose. Dropping the knees to the earth. Releasing the hips to the heels. Again, maybe it feels good. Bring those hands back behind. Let the shoulders open wide. One more breath. And slowly begin to lift yourself up. Go ahead and roll all the way over onto your bum. Do a quick little thing of abs, and then we'll come into a straddle. All right. So lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Keep the knees bending in towards the chest to start. So squeeze those knees in. Bring your hands behind your head to interlace the fingers just like we have been with those elbows wide. And then this time, as you bring the elbows up to meet the knees, squeeze it in tight. On your exhale, extend the legs, open the elbows wide. Bring it in together. And then lift up.
Nice. Just coming in for some crunches here. Nothing crazy. Just really noticing if you can't find a little bit more length as you open up. And then a little bit more crunch, curl, as you bring the elbows to the knees. Let's take it for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last time, bring it in, squeeze it in, hug it all in, release the hands, grab opposite elbows, bring the knees in towards the nose. And then lower your head down. Take a moment. And then rock yourself up to seated. All right, here's where blocks come into play. So if you have blocks or books, grab those. Coming into a straddle from here. All right, so open the legs up wide. All right, a little bit more abs, a little bit through the legs. We're gonna power it up. All right, so from here, I want you to bring one block to the outside of your left hip and then one block to the inside, right there in front of your groin. All right, do you know where we're going? Maybe. All right. So we're gonna press those blocks into the mat. Bring your hands on tops of the blocks or the books, all right? And we're gonna start by lifting up. So if you feel like you need to bring that block that's on the outside of the left hip back a little bit, feel free to do that, all right? We're gonna start pressing the hands into the mat or into the blocks, and then maybe we start to lift our bum up off of the ground. Maybe, all right. If you're here and you're lifted, option to stay or to lift that right leg up as well. Yeah. Wherever you are, hold and breathe for 3, 2, and drop it down. Nice. Inhale and exhale. All right. So, going to just switch it out. So, bringing again block in between the legs, and then that other block to the outside of the right hip. Okay. All right. We know where we're going. So, start to feel yourself fire up. Right. Get ready. All right. Hands pressing into those blocks. And we're going to try to lift that booty up, okay? Maybe that booty's up, maybe it's not. We're just working, we're playing, and then maybe we start to lift that right leg up. I think I said it on the other side, but you know what I meant. Yeah, here we are. 3 more breaths. Lift up a little bit higher, 2 more breaths. 1 more. Nice, let it go. Whew. It's not over yet. Almost. Almost. This is it, and then we're coming down. It's almost over, I swear. Okay. Blocks to the outsides of the hips. And then we're gonna lift up the booty, okay? So press the hands into the blocks, press the heels into the ground, and then lift your bum up. Yeah. Maybe you lift up that right leg, drop it down, left leg, drop it down. Some out there can lift up the heels together. I am not one of you, but if you are, I admire you. Lower it down. Nice. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and send the blocks off to the side. Really, really nice job, everybody. Go ahead and bring those feet in. Squeezing these in. We're going to lower ourselves back down onto our backs. Oh, all the hard work is over. Roll down. Keep that right knee pulling in. Extend the left leg out. Start by seeing if you can get that knee to come maybe just a little bit further to the outside towards the rib cage. Go ahead and give that ankle a little roll. Opposite direction. And then bring the knee back in through center. Squeeze it in. And let's find one more twist. Using that left hand to bring the right knee across the body. And then looking over towards that right hand, pressing that right shoulder into the ground. Feeling your belly button pull in. Hard work. Followed by a nice stretch. So good. And bringing it back into center. Go ahead and squeeze that right knee in one more time. And then just extend, send it long. Here we go, left knee, pull it in. Maybe it comes just a little bit further to the outside of the rib cage. Circle it out through the ankle.
And then circle it out other directions. Bring it back through center, squeeze it in towards the chest. And then right hand helps to guide the left knee across the body, extending that left arm out, pressing through that left shoulder. And then back through center. Last time to hug the knee in. I'm going to bring that right knee in as well. Maybe the forehead again meets those knees. Maybe you grab onto opposite elbows. Any last postures. If there's anything else you're craving, if you're looking for an inversion, a happy baby, any more twists, you choose, right? You're home, so you can do whatever it is that you'd like to do. The rest of us are calling it a day. Extend the legs out. Release the hands down by your sides. And then settling in for your final posture, Savasana. And take advantage of it, right? As I keep saying over and over again. Use this time. Don't just throw everything up and then head out. I want you to really take these last few minutes to find Savasana just like we would if we were in class with one another. Coming back to that idea of support the earth is granting us, holding us up, despite how heavy we may feel. Maybe coming back to our dedication. Recognizing the power that we have share love, to give support, and then in hopes to receive those things as well. From the ones that we love and admire. Finding gratitude in our relationships, even when we may not be able to be together physically, recognizing the importance of our friends and family. Take a great big breath in. And exhale, let it go. Beginning to reawaken our bodies. Wiggling out through the fingers and toes. Circles through ankles and wrists. When you're ready, arms reach up overhead, finding a great big full body stretch. Hugging the knees in and then eventually finding your way over onto your favorite side into fetal position.
Joy is what happens to us when we allow ourselves to realize how good things really are. And for some of us, that has been a challenge. When we dig deep and we think about how lucky we truly are, all of these inconveniences and frustrations that we're feeling can begin to feel very insignificant. So find your joy and recognize how good things really are. And press your way up into an easy seat. Once you get there, bringing your palms back to your heart space, and one more time to acknowledge your dedication. Send that person a little bit more love, a little bit more joy. Promise that they're going to feel it. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bring your thumbs up to your forehead, your third eye center. May all beings be happy. May all beings be loved. And may all beings be safe. I bow to each of you in Namaste. Thank you so much for being here, sharing your energy and your love and your joy with me, as well as with all of the others participating. And speaking of love and joy and sharing, Ease now has a donate button on their website. So, all of these classes are free, which we love because we want to be able to bring yoga to everyone, no matter what your circumstances. But if you are in a good place and you're able to give a few dollars, it would be with much gratitude that we would accept that donation from you. So I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week, and keep an eye out. We've got lots and lots of great classes, lots of workshops. So take a look at the website, take a look at the schedule. And again, if you're able to donate, please do so. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Good night.